Fred Film Radio from the 76th Venice International Film Festival, Italy.
Fred Film Radio from the Venice Festival. I'm Angelo Cerbi. We are getting close to the end and we start knowing the winners. And I'm here with two members of the jury for the Queer Lion, Marco Busato and Brian Robinson. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Brian was with us yesterday for the live show, the roundtable about diversity, and here you are again in another role, with another hat.
Indeed.
So we are. You were two of the members of the Queer Lion jury that reached a decision about who was winning, and who is it?
The winner was El Principe, The Prince, by Sebastián Muñoz, a film from Chile.
Why did you choose this film? Easy question. Obvious question. Yeah, so you talk, but Mark has to say something at some point, but you start.
The film, I think, was one of the most accomplished in terms of bringing together a queer subject, taking us to a place that gave us a deep emotion. It was very dark, it had a certain brutality, but it moved us at the same time. And I thought it was very well acted and well constructed and quite sexy. And for a first-time director, I thought it was a good achievement.
Listen, Marco, how was the selection this year? I mean, I know that the Queer Line does not select films because it just picks from all sections of the festival which are the movies that can be included in that, in the LGBTQ word issues. How was, generally speaking, besides the winner?
Besides the winner, the selection was pretty interesting, especially in terms of the topics that were treated, because for the first time, apart from the winning movie, we had another movie, and that was Lingua Franca, dealing with the issue of transsexuality, which is a theme that is not usually treated in movies, much less treated by a director who is a transsexual herself. So it was really interesting from that point of view. We had for the first time an animated movie from India, which in itself was something new for us. So really, there was a wide variety of things, both in terms of themes and in terms of issues treated artistically,
and also of kind of genre of films too.
Yes.
Brian, what do you think where do you think the LGBT films are going in terms of expression? Is there a tendency that you notice, being also a programmer and working for Flair, so you see tons of LGBTQ films?
What I am very pleased about is that there are fewer coming out stories, although they're very important for each generation to discover how people come out, and it's a very moving part of LGBT experience. It's been done to death. There are so many films on that genre, and I think there's something terrible about just limiting your coverage of queer issues to the beginning. It's as if how you live the rest of your life isn't important, isn't part of drama, can't be entertaining. And what I like is something like a film like Barn, where the queers are incidental. They're part of the plot, but they're not the centre. And I think we need more, just like in real life, when you go to the Vaporetto or the bus stop, there's not just gay people. There are some American films where they have a gay subject. People live in gay houses, they go to gay bars, they shop in gay supermarkets, and the whole world is gay. Everything's gay, everything's happy. But actually, in the real world, gays and straights and bisexuals and trans people, the world is mixed up. And I think that's a healthy thing there are very few people who don't know a gay person. But if you look at the films of Woody Allen, which are mainly set or have been historically in New York, I can't think of a single gay character in any of his films. But when I go to New York, I see gay people everywhere.
Well, yeah, you're right.
So I think that there are more queer characters on screen, but I think we need just to keep the momentum going, that we haven't won everything. We're not in the Rainbow City just yet.
I just wanted to ask you something after your this comment that you did, which can be kind of... But don't you think that in this case we won't need LGBT festivals anymore, and it will be very difficult to label a film as an LGBT film if we don't have LGBT-centered stories?
I think we will always have a need for LGBTQ plus film festivals because there are lots of films that will never appeal to mainstream taste. And we have to have a space for artists to make mistakes, to explore parts of their sexuality and stories that may be deeply offensive or upsetting to the wider world, but actually there are issues to do with how you live your life and sexual identity that are extremely important artistically for people to be able to play out on screen. And if we didn't have LGBTQ plus film festivals, then there's a whole generation of mainly gay men filmmakers that wouldn't have the careers that they've had today. Someone like Todd Haynes or Gus Van Sant or Pedro Almodovar, they are the kind of the alumni of our world, and they've crossed over.
It's also a way to defend and to preserve independent films. Otherwise, independent films would be swallowed. I once
saw a film in San Francisco, and it was a bit odd. Something about it didn't ring true. And in the Q&A, someone said, "So why did you make this film?" And the director said, "Well, I'm not gay myself, but I just thought there are so many gay film festivals that they're bound to want a film about a gay subject. And so I thought it would just be easier."
Wow. And how did the audience respond to that?
They were interested, but I was offended.
Well, exactly. I mean, it was like spoiling a community.
Yes.
Well, exploiting, a community. Well, thank you very much. Thanks a lot to Marco Busato and to Brian Robertson, 2 of the 4 members of the Queer Lion jury of Venezia 2019. I'm Angela Cerbi from Fred Film Radio, the Festival Insider.
Fred Film Radio. 24/7 on Fred.fm and smartphone apps.